In this video, I'm going to be breaking down and focusing this market for this week, particularly on the dollar index, gold, and NASDAQ. I'm going to be breaking it down technically, and we're also going to visit the news impact that are going to be targeting this markets for this week. So let's just jump straight into it. Now, I'm going to start off at the Forex Factory over here. Now, the Forex Factory, you can just search up Forex Factory calendar and you can just optimize it to just show this events over here. On the filter, I just said USD, high probability or high impact, and then apply filter. And this is exactly what I'm seeing this week. So what we need to be aware of as of Wednesday, the 20th of August, is that we are expecting FOMC meetings or rather meeting minutes. And then, of course, on Thursday, we do have unemployment claims as well as flash manufacturing PMI. Okay, and that's basically what I'll be concentrating on, although I might not be trading at the time of FOMC meeting, but it's going to be relevant to predicting USD, and particularly it may help you to sort of sort out the direction. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to start off on the dollar index over here. We are on the weekly. And as I said, I really want to break it down so that even if you're a beginner, intermediate trader, or even an advanced trader, that you can understand exactly how we want to work over here. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm just going to shift myself to this side. Okay, let's go. So on the weekly time frame here, I can see structure is quite beautiful. I mean, we have printed out lower highs, lower lows, and we can clearly see now this is a lower high that has spiked up or showed rejection. And typically what I would anticipate as we've seen this is that I can expect the market to sell further. Now, as we're on the weekly, I'm expecting just one candle because just to cover the entire week. So in this case, that's what we're predicting. We're not trying to predict the next month or so forth. Those forecasts, I do them where I analyze for the month. I have done yearly forecasts as well, which have been quite accurate. Okay, in this case, it's quite clear based on what I'm seeing over here. If I can just even draw some of these things that we have. We did have this supply that the market did hit. Let me just move some of these drawings here. So we did have a supply that the market did hit or mitigate. Once it mitigated that, we did also have liquidity here taking place, of which the market did take. Okay. I just want to go to the daily time frame so we can see even much better structure of what took place over there. So of course we can see that supply from the weekly liquidity was taken and we're aiming all the way here. If we do get a lot of movement, that means we'll be targeting this lows right here, or actually taking at least the sell side liquidity. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for on DXY. Why am I analyzing the DXY? It will help us in terms of correlation or negative correlation with gold and NASDAQ, particularly for that. So it's always good to understand exactly what the dollar has to do, weaken or strengthen. In this case, we're seeing the dollar weakening. Okay, let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. It's all up for discussion as well as I analyze. My word is not final. Now, even here, we do have a smaller supply that the market actually tapped into. So if it has tapped into that, at least maybe we can anticipate that we can sort of get a bearish engulfing. In this case, as this candle opens or the next candle opens, yeah, it will be sort of like a Herman candle formation there. And then, of course, we can be targeting this lows. I don't know which broker allows DXY to be traded. I've never traded it. I just only analyze it. Now let's go back to the weekly, and now we're going into gold. Okay, on gold as well. I saw at first when I was looking at this while I was preparing to analyze, I was like, oh my God, are we anticipating sells as well or what? But um, it became clear to me that we're actually still in a buy trend. Okay, if we observe this highs and lows that I've put on gold, we can see that the market is not broken this. Therefore, that would be our change of character. So if we've not broken this, we are still in a ranging market, if I would say. So gold has been ranging since the 21st of April. And really, I would say it has not broken that high, neither has it broken this low. So it has not created higher highs or any lower lows. But it doesn't mean that it's irrelevant to trade gold unless you're a swing trader. In this case, now we want to go to the daily time frame over here and see what clarity we can get for our gold traders. Now, I'm not going to go down into breaking structure. It's mainly just this small window that we have within this ranging market. And people have been calling buys, people have been calling sells. And of course, this sell here, as you can see, it has struggled to break that high that was created around about July. It has struggled to break that high, and it just used it to actually retest. And now, seeing this, many could say, oh my God, we're actually selling, which could be a possibility. But I want to bring to your attention, my learned friends, a point of interest over here, which is this candle over here that stands as a breaker because it was broken. It was supposed to be a supply that was supposed to be mitigated, and the market broke through violently, taking that liquidity. And we also have a fair value gap over there. So with that fair value gap and that liquidity, I mean that break and that fair value gap, that can be a nice point that the market can use of interest. So I'm going to label it as point of interest. When you go to the 4H, now it can be quite clear what I'm seeing over here. Can be quite clear. So I mean, I've seen many analysis, many people have been eyeing this, and for sure, I think we might be using this over here, and not instead of this because it did actually use it. Now we're taking it as liquidity. I'm looking at this market coming back exactly into the 50% of this breaker, which happens to be the 50% of the fair value gap you see there on the 4H. Then we can actually be looking at buys. I mean, if we wanna go into the nitty-gritties of this, we have a change of character. I think I highlighted it in my last analysis. We have a break of structure here. So this validates that we have a proper change of character. So C, B, and of course the market violently roared up on that, use that point of breaker, but now we're actually tapping into the 50% of that. And I'm looking at possibly taking this as liquidity, okay, sell side or buy side liquidity, and tapping into that. Yeah, so if you can just capitalize on the moves that come in on gold. Okay, so that's my focus on gold. I haven't analyzed NASDAQ as of yet preparing this. I only prepared for gold, but let's check it out. Let's go to NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ as well, let's go on the weekly time frame and see exactly it's been buying, guys. We have created an all-time high. It's slightly breaking the previous high there. If we go to the lower time frames, there's not much that it gives us except that the previous candle has been quite been a strong bullish candle that may indicate to us a bullish momentum. So there's not much information I can really articulate of the daily time frame. Now, I mean on the weekly time frame rather. Now over here, as soon as I get here, my attention is brought to the last high that was broken. Okay, that being marked as a break of structure. Of course, we do have this low over here that has not been broken, has not been touched, that really facilitated the breaking of that. Of course, in smaller time frames, we can take the nearest higher low in that case. I want to go all the way to the 4H so we can get a little bit of more description from what the market wants to tell us over here. Now, okay, the trend for me is still quite clear because we still have that break of structure that was taken. And if from the 4H perspective, this is the facilitator of that breaking. Okay, this higher low facilitated that breaking. So that can be a nice demand over here. The market did really rally up and took that structure. And as it's pulling back, for me, this looks like a nice deep pullback. A deep pullback, it's a pullback that looks like it's starting a new trend. As we can see, it's creating its lower lows and lower highs. So this is a nice pullback, a deep pullback. And as it pulls back where I can anticipate it to sort of touch that demand, then we can be actually looking at new higher highs, or some of you guys call it ATH, all-time high. Now that means within the course of this week, as we open, according to what I'm saying, that means that I'm anticipating that we open bearish. So we begin to sell off to sort of recover that. Let's go on the H1, in fact. Okay. Many people can be anticipating that we probably gonna fill up here, and it might be quite a disappointing effort there. So probably it will fill in all the way here, and then we start actually buying off this demand. M15, I want to go into that. In fact, let's actually go into the M15 to see the zone that you see. As we can see, this is a nice, beautiful demand zone. We do have a drop base rally. So that's how I also draw zones, a drop, base, and a rally. So this is a very beautiful deep pullback that I anticipate should be taking place. Probably the FOMC should accelerate some of this NASDAQ, gold, and your dollar. I'm still anticipating the dollar to weaken, so therefore the negative correlation between the two pairs, gold and DXY, that we should expect the market to be buying. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this type of analysis, let me know in the comments section. And yeah, do like so that this video can be broadcasted to many other people who are interested in getting these types of analysis every Sunday. I'm going to be dropping content like this. And do note that each and every day, I'm going to be dropping an intraday analysis. That means I'm going to be breaking down markets that can potentially take place within that day moves. So it's almost like a signal that I'll be given, but it will be only for educational purposes. So do tune in for that, family. Anyway, thank you so much. I will see you on the next video. God bless you.